But what continues to be front and center, as we like to think of things in terms of core competencies, and for your listeners, if you're not familiar with competencies, they simply are a pattern of behaviors that make up an individual's knowledge, skills, ability, and other characteristics that are drivers of success in a particular role. So the competencies that tend to, again, be front and center, number one, communicativeness tends to be a very big one that is front and center for all leaders, particularly as you go higher in the organization. Another one that is starting to be more and more common around people issues is the term talent management, and this is where a leader has to be cognizant of an organization's system for how they plan for talent, how they assess talent, how they acquire, integrate, manage, and develop talent. And so, regardless if you're small or large, that is becoming a core competency that is required for success in the role. Most leaders will have to hire at some capacity as you become. Um, an enterprise leader. You're not only having to hire, but you're having to look at your organization much more strategically. Uh, another competency that is critical is problem solving. That tends to be a important part of being successful in the role. And while some leaders may have people reporting into them, Gordon, there's still this notion of element of how do you ask the right questions? How do you look at problems objectively as opposed to out the gate pointing fingers? Looking at the problems objectively, asking the right questions, and then being able to have well-informed information. And in some cases, leaders will want to get scientific or objective data and information to help inform problem-solving decisions. So those are three that I would call out. And what I'll say lastly is it's always indicative of the organization, their culture, their size of business, their trajectory of growth, if they're growing, where they're going, that will play a major factor in what are the core competencies that are indicative of success in the role. The three that I mentioned are the three that tend to always come up for hiring purposes.